As you all know, President Biden is once again on vacation, this time in beautiful St. Croix. He'll be in the U.S. Virgin Islands through the new year. So don't expect to see Joe in Washington anytime soon. As a matter of fact, in order to prevent a government shutdown, federal officials were forced to fly the omnibus spending bill to the Caribbean just to get the president's signature. I hope the bill's enjoying its vacation. Joe could not be bothered to wrap up his trip early, of course. He never lets work get in the way of a good vacation, but maybe that's because he's not really running the country. Here now with reaction, former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee. Governor, this is absurd. I mean, we are in. I saw an ad coming in about the New York circus with Nick Wallenda, and I thought maybe it's just all an entire circus, and it is literally ridiculous. Americans are freezing to death. Americans don't know what money they're going to have in their pocketbook tomorrow. They don't know really what gas prices are going to do. We don't know if our neighborhoods are safe, and the president is flying off to St. Croix to enjoy his vacation. What does this say about Joe Biden and the bureaucracy itself?
Basically, what it says is Joe Biden doesn't give a rip what's happening to the American public. I mean, he could have at least filled up Air Force One with a bunch of people from Buffalo, New York, and taken them down to the U.S. Virgin Islands for some time in the sun. That would have been nice. But here's what I find amazing. This whole bill, which should never have been passed and wouldn't have been except some Republicans folded and went with it, all because they said it was an emergency. We absolutely have to do it. We have to do it now. But it's such an emergency that Biden took off and let that bill sit there on his desk.
Great point.
Now we had to get an Air Force plane to fly down for his signature. And I'm asking myself, Tammy, I thought climate change meant that we didn't need to be flying these jets all over the place. There's no telling how much carbon was pumped into the atmosphere just to get that piece of paper down there for Joe Biden to sign it.
Excellent points, because that was a big, there's so many different climate change things in there. It's like that's the emergency. There's woke funding and the cancer of equity funding, and it's all this, virtue signaling. And then it is literally theater, because then it's like nothing, the moment it's done, none of this matters. It's as though they believe that we're just a bunch of idiots, that they really have complete contempt for the American people at this point.
Well, and quite frankly, Tammy, we are idiots if we kept sending the same people back to Washington to play these stupid games and to let the Democrats run all over them. Look, there's some good friends of mine who voted for that. And I understand, I've heard some of their explanations, and I realize there were some good things in the bill. But that's like saying I've got a 10-quart pot of stew on the stove, and 9 quarts of that are really good. And it's all good vegetables and meat. But if 10% of it is rat poison, the question is, do we really want to eat it? And I'd say, I don't think so. So why are we pushing this when there's so much rat poison in this $1.7 trillion omnibus bill that had to be flown down? I only wish it had been flown down by Southwest Airlines. Yeah. Therefore, it probably would have never made it. That's and maybe we could have avoided this ridiculous bill.
We are heading, obviously, it's the new year. And thank you for taking your time to join us. We were told by the Biden people that we were going to be returning to normal, like that was going to be a good thing. and we have. We've returned to the very dumb normal, to the normal that destroys things. In this new year coming up, the Senate Republicans, for some reason, took away the power of House, not all of the power, but of House Republicans to deal with the border, right, with the money and the 87,000 new IRS agents. All of that is like stopped. I mean, it's going to stay. The House can't stop them. What do you think the House is going to be able to do in this next year with this kind of a budget taking away so much of what they can do?
Well, I do think Speaker Gingrich was on point when he said that the Republicans need to go ahead, unify around Kevin McCarthy.
Yes.
Let him be Speaker. He'll do fine. He'll do great. Most importantly, I think we've got some good people chairing those committees who will launch the investigations that absolutely have to happen and quit playing softball with the Democrats and say, look, you guys have been throwing them right to our heads for the last, 2-4 years. We're going to get on the mound, and you better watch out because there's some coming for you.
I want somebody, as I said to Speaker Gingrich, who can get the job done. Because we don't want televised committees like it's reality TV. The American people want something accomplished. And so I don't care if it's Kevin McCarthy, great, but if it's going to be him, Governor, wouldn't this be happening now? Doesn't he simply need to get it done? And for all the people, and people like Jim Jordan, who I have great respect for, my goodness, get with sit down and start running this government.
Well, and I do think we've got some strong people. Jim Jordan is one you mentioned. I'm very, very confident that he is not going to go soft on us. And as Margaret Thatcher once said, don't go all wobbly on us, as she said to George H.W. Bush once. I don't think we've got wobbly people in our leadership. Mm-hmm. So let's turn them loose. Let them go. If they don't perform, 2 years from now, we'll boot them out and get some folks who will work hard.
Well, thank you, sir. Hopefully we won't have a back to normal dynamic with the new House. Thank you, Governor. I appreciate you joining me.